Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to Shutters and Speed. This morning, inspired by my recent ride in the Lincolnshire Wolds, I'm going for a spin through the West Norfolk countryside through a different route. So, what we'll do is, we will run them their titles, boy, as we say here in Norfolk, and we'll get into it. Yeah, so welcome back to Shutters and Speed. Yeah, I've completed quite a longish ride up in the Lincolnshire Wolds, and the wife and I were on a bird watching trip onto the North Norfolk coast from my home in Downham Market, and we decided to take a different route because of the traffic that was involved on the normal route. So I dialed it into my scenic app, and we went a road that I hadn't been down for some time. So I thought this morning I would take you on a little trip through the West Norfolk countryside and show you this route from sort of King's Lynn, if you like. I'm here at Hillington at a petrol station, but we'll be starting here on the A148 at Hillington, and then we're going to make our way to Hunstanton, but by a totally different route to the way we would normally go. So, let's get the old bike fired up and get started. I'm going to be tracking this ride so that I'll be able to show you the route that we take as we go along on the scenic app back in the studio later on. So let's get rolling.
Yep, so here we are back in the studio and we'll have a quick look at the route we're about to take. Now you have to just make your way out of King's Lynn on the A148 towards the village of Hillington, and then you'll find yourself at a petrol station, an Esso petrol station, which you'll find on the left, which is where this route will start. So we start at Hillington, leaving the petrol station and turning left, and we're making our way along the A148 towards Fakenham. We then take a left here towards Flitcham, which is a quiet West Norfolk Country B road, and we make our way through the village of Flitcham, and we head up all the way along here towards the village of Bircham, and then we go all the way along here as well, and we end up on the main street at Docking. We take a right turn here and then a quick left, and then we make our way out again into the glorious North Norfolk countryside, and we make our way up this quiet B road until we reach Brancaster, which is on the A149, which is the West/North Norfolk coast road, and then we turn left here and make our way towards Hunstanton through some very pretty North Norfolk villages, making our way very slowly and carefully along here as it's a quite twisty section of road. And then we go round this sharp left-hand corner in Old Hunstanton, making our way along the promenade at Hunstanton itself, where we end up on the seafront for a nice, relaxing, quiet, early Sunday morning cup of coffee. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm using a feature of the Scenic app here, which enables you to record a ride and then export it as a GPX file. So if any of you want to have a look at that file, then let me know in the comments below, and I will endeavour to try and get it to you. Yeah, so we're making the short trip along the A148 here. This is the road that heads out to Fakenham and then Cromer on the Norfolk coast. Well, it looks like we've got some traffic lights to negotiate, but we're now going to be turning left through Flitcham and towards Great Bircham. Yeah, so we're now travelling through the village of Flitcham. Now Flitcham is a village that is on the Sandringham estate here in West Norfolk. And the school here, the primary school, is actually quite well funded because no end of dignitaries come to West Norfolk to visit the king in his stately home, and they often come out here to see the children at Flitcham School, and they often make hefty donations to that school because they're so impressed with what they see, which is obviously great for that particular school. So if you're out this way and you want to send your child to a well-funded school, then Flitcham's the one. Yeah, so this section here is a sort of nice twisty uphill section towards the village of Great Bircham. As I said earlier, I'm using the Scenic app to track this ride, and I have done a video recently on the Scenic 3.5 app, and if you're interested in watching that, then a link will appear in the top right hand corner of your screen, so you can click on that and go and have a look. But as ever, we're out and about on a beautiful early morning ride. Yeah, so we're making our way here quite nicely. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of music that accompanied that section of the ride. I thought I'd just now do a little bit of commentary. So I'm keeping out wide to the left to maximise my view around this slight right hand bend. View ahead is good, so moving out to the crown of the road. The view ahead is still good. A slight left hand bend coming up, so we're moving to the right hand side of the road, or the off side of the road near the centre line to maximise the view, trimming down the speed a little, looking round the corner. All is well, and off we go. Keeping to the crown of the road, or the off side, because no oncoming traffic, no following traffic, and all is well. We're now coming into the village of Great Bircham here in West Norfolk. Has a very nice pub, which is very popular locally, and an awful lot of people use that for their to come for a nice evening or a midday meal maybe. Some of these B roads in West Norfolk are getting quite bumpy at the moment, but you know, it doesn't detract from the enjoyment too much. I find that some of the main roads around here, which are sort of old concrete roads, have really got some nasty ridges which can produce some really hefty bumps from time to time, and that is quite uncomfortable sometimes, especially if you hit one at the wrong angle. Yeah, so we're coming up, we're keeping to the off side of the road, going around a sharp left hand bend. So we're now making our way out of Great Bircham, and we're heading up towards Bircham Newton. This is being recorded in the middle of May, and you know, after the recent wet weather, it's been nice to have a spell of really warm weather, and it's made the greenery really come to life in the countryside, which is really quite pleasant. Looking round this left-hand bend as we head up the hill, and we're coming into the pretty little hamlet of Bircham Newton. Quite a pleasant looking little church up there on the right hand side, which is standing proud on the hillside there. Still making our way uphill, and as we leave the Bircham Newton, we're into a national speed limit road, so we can up the pace a bit. And as you can see ahead there, I hope, the road just snakes into the distance. Beautiful views over the West Norfolk countryside from up here, and this is what I haven't been along this road for some time, and you know, when I said to the wife, I really must bring the bike out along here again, because I haven't been along here for what seemed like, well, almost forever, and it's a forgotten gem, I think, in West Norfolk, and I hope you're enjoying coming along for the ride with me. So yeah, we're keeping out to the crown of the road, looking ahead, The hedgerows go round to the right, so the road obviously goes round that way as well, hopefully. And we're heading down towards Docking, which is quite a biggish village here in West Norfolk. Moving out to the right here to get a good view around this slight left-hand bend, looking ahead. Moving over to the right-hand side, I can see a chevron board ahead for a sharpish left-hand turn. So moving well out to the crown of the road, keeping an eye out for oncoming traffic, trimming down some speed, and in we go. See the exit point. Moving over to the left now to get a good view ahead. And we're now coming into the village of Docking, bringing the speed down to around 40 miles an hour, or even 30. So we're going to be taking a right turn here. Now the road goes off to the left to the village of Sedgeford and on to Hunstanton, but we're going to take a slightly different route. All is well. So we're heading out towards Fakenham and Brancaster, and Brancaster is where we're actually heading for. So we'll just meander through Docking, take this left turn towards the village of Brancaster on the North Norfolk coast. As all you regular viewers will know, I usually go to Hunstanton on a Sunday morning, and if you're interested, I did record a ride very early in my vlogging career of the ride from Downham Market to Hunstanton, and if you haven't seen that one yet, then a link will appear in the top right hand corner of the screen so that you can go and have a look at that should you be interested. We're coming up to a left-hand bend here, so we're moving out right, looking through the corner and getting out of it. Very nice. Moving over to the left because the road veers round to the right. Slow markings in the road, so it's going to be a bit of a sharp one by the looks of it. But we're going to take it nice and easy, look round the corner and accelerate away. Keeping to the middle of the road now because of the upcoming crest, just in case there's oncoming traffic. Road veers round to the right slightly and then takes a slight left kink. So keeping on the right hand side of the road to maximise the view around the corner. Humming along quite nicely at 60. Keeping out on the crown of the road or near to the right hand side in position 3 as they call it. Looking ahead, getting a good view ahead and then keeping the speed. Crossroads ahead, so just trimming a bit of speed, and the road veers round to the left. So keeping in the middle of the road, making sure that the junction is clear, looking ahead, and off we go. Now it's quite noticeable that we're climbing, and one of the other things about the Scenic app is the way it not only does it record the tracking on the roads that you cover, but it also covers altitude and how far you've gone up and down. That's not quite so crucial here in Norfolk because we're not exactly the hilliest county in the world, but it is quite interesting to see, what happens over the course of a recorded ride. And obviously, if you're out in the Lake District or Scotland or Wales or something like that, then you get a good idea of the elevation you reached and a good record of it as well. Now as we come down this section of road, I'm hoping that you can see ahead. It's a bit misty, so it's not that visible, but you can see the salt marshes of some parts of the North Norfolk coast, and of course the sea as well. I think the sea is actually coming into view quite nicely, hopefully. I hope one of the cameras is picking that up. Yeah, it's coming into view quite nicely now. And you can see just ahead there on the right at about the 1 o'clock position, the clubhouse for the Royal West Norfolk Golf Course. And we're coming into the very pretty little seaside village of Brancaster. So making our way out of the village of Brancaster. Making sure we just keep the speed down a bit. National speed limit coming up. So having just a quick look in the old mirrors, and then off we go. Now this is quite a nice route to take. I have covered this in a North Norfolk tour video from yesteryear, as it were. So if you're interested in seeing that, then a link to that will appear in the top right hand corner of your screen. We're coming into a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit, and we're coming into the village of Titchwell. Now, you as am I. I'm a bit of a wildlife enthusiast. That's one of my other vices, if you like. And if you're a bird watcher or a wildlife watcher of any sort, then you will have heard of Titchwell and the wonderful RSPB reserve they have here. We'll be passing the entrance to that on the right very shortly, but there are two very swanky hotels. This one on the left here, the Manor, and the one ahead on the right, which is called Briarfields. And I think that I would say the majority of their business is people staying here to go bird watching at the fabulous Titchwell Reserve, which is just up here on the right. We obviously won't be visiting that today, and as we leave the village, the road the reserve is off to the right, and I'll just point that out to you as we go by. So we're bumbling along here at about 40 miles an hour. It's obviously a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit through here. We're now in a national mirror check, and off we go. And as you can see, the brown tourist sign for the Titchwell RSPB Bird Reserve is just up here on the left. And we actually turn right down a track and you reach the reserve. If you're into birds, that's the place to be. Many different species can be seen there, which is great for us ornithologists. So we're cruising along this beautiful part of Norfolk. We've got the sea to our right and farmland to our left. So, you know, what could be better? Coming into a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, and we're coming into the village of Thornham. I mean, all these villages along here are very popular with tourists and also bird watchers. And you know, we often comment when we come through here that a lot of these houses are either holiday lets or second homes, or you know, that there's very few local people actually live in the village. And you know, it's a bit sad, I guess, in some ways, but you know, it's the way of the world, and people have got to make a living, I guess. But I think the area does quite well out of the tourism. You know, I don't doubt that all these people that come in from all parts of the UK bring a lot of wealth and put a lot of money into the local economy. And as ever, you know, as we've mentioned many times before, as you burble through these villages, you know, you get a feel for it, and you don't have to, you know, obviously riding motorcycles is great at speed and, you know, going around corners, but it's also nice to burble through villages like this and have a good look and get a feel for the place. So we're sticking to 30 miles an hour and making our way along this beautiful piece of road. Well, I say beautiful, not beautiful in a literal sense, but you know, it's good for your soul to be out and riding along a road like this at this time of year in this sort of weather. So we're now in a national speed limit, so check the mirrors and off we go. Although you don't want to be going too quick along here because the road is quite bumpy and there are lots of bends and obstacles to negotiate. So I'm keeping out to the left. Got a series of bends coming up. So moving out to the left, left, sorry. Get my left and right now. Just having a good look round the corner and off we go. Looking round the corner, looking. There's the exit and off we go. Moving out to the right, looking through the corner again, looking, and off we go. Keeping out to the right-hand side of the road, maximising the view ahead as ever, but being ready to move over to the left should traffic onwards, oncoming traffic is evident, but not at the moment. No following traffic. Beautiful morning. Very early, of course, and I think a lot of people will probably just be sitting down to breakfast. And I should be enjoying a nice, well-earned cup of coffee once I get to Hunstanton, which is my usual haunt at this time of year. Coming into a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit into the village of Holme next to sea. Yet more evidence of Carstone and flint cottages. Quite a small little village. I'm not sure whether there's much beach here. Sometimes, like at Titchwell for example, back there, the bird reserve is mainly marshes, but it's quite a hike. But if you're prepared to park up there, pay your money and take your stuff down to the beach, you'll be rewarded with one of the finest beaches in the country, dare I say. And it's well worth it, and you'll pretty much have it to yourself. So you can play beach cricket and all that kind of stuff. Great stuff. Nice smooth bit of road here as we leave the village of Holme, and I believe the next one is Old Hunstanton. Keeping well out to the right again and looking around the corner. Beautiful surface this is, really smooth. Looking ahead. Keeping to the right hand side of the road again to maximise the view ahead. And just cruising along and enjoying the ride. Yep, I think there's a humpback bridge approaching, so need to be wary of that. Yep, there it is. The road narrows here, so it's sometimes difficult to get two vehicles side by side. And here we are indeed in the village of Old Hunstanton. Now people, and into a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, Stephen. Now, Old Hunstanton is the Hunstanton of old, because Hunstanton, the town, was created by I can't remember what his first name is, but he's part of the Lestrange family, and he created the tourist town of Hunstanton further down the road here. But many locals actually quite prefer to still come here to Old Hunstanton. Just up here on the right, we'll be going around a sharp left-hand bend very shortly, and there's a sharp road goes off to the right which takes you down to the beach, the lifeboat house and a gift shop and tea room and so forth, and that is very pleasant. If you want a quiet time on the beach, that is a good place to go rather than the hubbub of the town of Hunstanton. Just off to the right there, but we're going round to the left, and we will be soon indicating right to take the road into along the seafront of Hunstanton and to our final destination. So we're looking in the mirrors, indicating right. My word, is he enjoying that, do you think? In we go. And you can certainly see the sea over there now, I think. It's now coming up out of the mist, which is great. Hunstanton Lighthouse ahead, one of the iconic buildings of Hunstanton. And if ever you want to come here and you want a photo opportunity, up here is an archway that, if you look at it at the right angle, you can get a view of the lighthouse through that archway there. I hope you can see that. Ubiquitous blocks of flats on the left here, which have obviously been built gradually over recent times. Some are obviously newer than others. But then as we go further along here, you look at these buildings on the left here, the Carstone buildings. These are part of what was the original sort of foresight for Hunstanton, and they would all be, they're not now, I think they're mostly privately owned, but they would be bed and breakfast and guest houses for holiday makers making their way from the north and the Midlands along the railway, which used to be here, in the summer for the seaside break. So you can see ahead there the sea, And I can see that Kay's Donuts is open, so we should be enjoying a nice quiet cup of coffee once we get there. So we're now coming to Journey's End, and if ever you come to Hunstanton, I'm sure that many of you that are viewing this have probably already been here, but if you come to Hunstanton, this is an extremely popular motorcycle haunt at any time of day, pretty much any time of year, especially during the summer months, of course. I'm here really early. You just saw that motorcyclist on the left there. He's obviously off somewhere. So it's me and him that is here, but I fully expect the motorcyclists to steadily arrive and, make the place busy as anything. So, here we are at Journey's End, and I hope you've enjoyed that little ride, alternative ride through the West Norfolk countryside. And if you have, and you want to keep up to date with all that's happening on the channel, I would hope that you would like and subscribe, and that will keep, that, as I said earlier, will keep you up to date with everything that's happening on the channel, including future videos, of which I hope to be making quite a few this year. I should be doing all types. I'm going to be doing a few more of the Meet the Classic Bike series, hopefully, rides out, and kit reviews, and anything else that springs to mind, or indeed if there's anything that you'd like me to look at or comment on. So leave your comments in the comment section below. So I think we will call a halt to proceedings here and now. So without further ado, until next time, as we say here in Norfolk, do you keep on a troshin', boy.